The Trump family has always been in the spotlight owing to the public persona of their famous patriarch Donald Trump. But before their father was appointed the 65th President of the United States, what was life like for the Trump brood? Here we take a look at the reality of what it means to be a Donald Trump kid. Before proceeding, do subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Living in a large family. It is no secret that Donald Trump has been married 3 times. The Trump brood is thus a large one, and all the children have to contend with having stepbrothers and stepsisters with large age gaps. Trump's first marriage to former Czech model Ivana Marie Trump resulted in 3 children: Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. Donald's second marriage to American TV star Maria Maples made him father to Tiffany Trump. His third marriage to former Slovenian-American model and current First Lady Melania Trump made him father to his youngest son, Barron, who was born when Donald was 60 years of age. The older children from his first marriage are now married with families of their own, thus expanding the Trump lineage even further. While the family is quite large, they've always got along well, and Trump seems to have mastered the art of keeping his children united despite the vast age differences between them all. Many admired how he managed to get all his children together by his side during his presidential campaign, dealing with a strict dad. Donald Trump never wanted his children to be a part of the brat pack like most rich kids. He wanted them to always understand the value of hard work and making your own money, just as he had to work his way up in life. In fact, in 1990, the business mogul had famously told Playboy magazine that he thought his children would grow up to be spoiled and thus fail at business. Therefore, Donald always maintained that all his children have had to learn it to make it on their own and never rely on daddy dearest. This indeed reflects as the Trump brood are all now managing successful careers of their own. Ivanka Trump is a businesswoman and assists her father in politics. Donald Trump Jr. is a businessman and a former reality TV star. Eric Trump is a businessman and a philanthropist, and Tiffany Trump is a former model and currently a law student. The youngest child, Barron, is still in school. Of course, Donald Trump has always been vocal about being there for his family whenever they needed him for backup. Hands-on parenting. Most children of the rich and famous are looked after by nannies while their parents are busy in the spotlight. However, in this aspect, the Trump brood has had a slightly different childhood. The 3 oldest children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, may not have spent much time with their parents, but they were raised by Trump's father, Fred Trump, who was like a parent to them. Tiffany, the younger daughter, was raised by her mother Marla, a single parent. The youngest, Barron too, spends all of his time in his mother Melania's company. In her own words, the First Lady has admitted that she is a hands-on mother. Apart from having taught her son to converse in her native Slovenian language, she makes sure to accompany young Barron everywhere and believes he needs the company of his parents more than any nanny. We couldn't agree more with her. Attending private schools. Being the children of famous people means a constant life in the public eye. The Trump children therefore could never attend public schools. Just imagine the ruckus of the paparazzi following them everywhere. When Donald and his first wife, Ivana, went through a divorce, the former model sent her 3 children, Ivanka, Donald Jr., and Eric, off to a private boarding school. She did this to ensure they stayed out of the public eye and thus avoided the constant media circus that surrounded the much publicized divorce between her and her former husband. Tiffany, the second daughter, has spent most of her life away from the public eye. She too, however, had to attend a private school to stay away from the limelight. Finally, the youngest son, Barron, currently resides with his father in the White House amidst tight security. There is no doubt that his privacy is of utmost importance, and he too attends a private school with an entourage of security agents to make sure his every move is watched and protected. Being Achivers. Being the child of Donald Trump is no easy feat. With a father who has achieved much fame and success in the spotlight, the pressure has always been on for his children to follow in his footsteps. Firstborn Donald Trump Jr. attended University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, following which he joined the family business and helped launch Trump Mortgage apart from appearing on his dad's TV show, The Apprentice. His sister Ivanka attended Georgetown University and Wharton, following which she joined the Trump Organization. Ivanka has followed many passions in life, from being a model to a jewelry designer and an animal rights activist. At present, she actively assists her father in politics. Eric, the second son, attended Georgetown University, following which he too joined the Trump family business. Being a philanthropist, he founded the Eric Trump Foundation, which raises money for children's cancer hospitals. Like his older brother, Eric too had a stint on his dad's TV show, The Apprentice. Younger daughter Tiffany worked as a model and had a short-lived stint as a singer. She currently studies at Georgetown Law School in Washington, D.C. The youngest of all, Barron, is still in school, and all eyes are on him to see if and how he follows in his famous father's footsteps. Having a busy dad. Donald might make it seem like being a famous and a wealthy man has been a cakewalk. The reality, however, has been quite different. Long working hours and extremely packed schedule in the limelight left the Trump family patriarch with very little time for his children. Donald Trump Jr. has often told magazines how he was actually raised by his grandfather and that he hardly ever saw his dad. In fact, the only times he did spend with his dad as a child were when he went to his dad's office to spend time as a 6-year-old. Eric Trump too has had a similar story growing up. The younger Trump son has always said that while his father was always around for moral support, it was his older brother Donald Jr. who actually had the task of raising him. Life for the Trump daughters, Ivanka and Tiffany too, has been no different. Both women spent most of their formative years being raised by their mothers, living under constant security. Being the children of a famous parent does not always mean an easy life. It often means dealing with the pressures of living a public life, and often one has to cope with accompanying dangers. From a young age, all the Trump children have had much security detail on them owing to their father's prominence in the media and business world. The most stringent security of all has been on the youngest, Barron Trump, who lives in the White House with dad and mom Melania. According to reports, Barron and mom Melania's security costs around $140,000 per day. The youngest Trump kid has an entourage of Secret Service agents to drop him off at school each day. These security agents even conduct sweeping searches of the school grounds to make sure that the area is safe for the young Trump boy. Rumor has it that the only Trump child who managed to stay away from all the limelight and security was Tiffany, who was single-handedly raised by mom Marla Maples. Facing public scrutiny, having a dad as the president is in reality more work than fun. In 2016, during Donald Trump's election campaign, there was heavy media scrutiny on the Trump brood. The older children, namely Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, have been used to living in the limelight for many years, so a few additional shutterbugs did not seem to interfere much with their routine. The real pressure seemed to come down on the two younger children, Tiffany and Barron, who had spent most of their life away from their father's celebrity life. Tiffany was heavily criticized in the media for her lack of ambition and achievement as compared to her older step-siblings. Though former model did do her best to stand by her father's side during his campaign and even gave a few speeches in his support, a lot of media attention too was focused on the youngest of the brood, Barron. At just 10 years of age, he was heavily criticized for yawning and looking bored during his father's election campaign. A tad unfair at that young age when he probably just wanted to play with his friends. Before we unveil the final entry on this list, we want to ask you, our viewers, something. Which of the Trump kids do you think might run for president in the future? Reply in the comments below and let's see who comes out on top. The need to follow rules. The President of the United States lives in the White House with his family. While this might seem like the epitome of luxurious living, it does actually come with a lot of do's and don'ts that sometimes can get hard to follow. The older Trump children have all moved out and made their own homes, so these rules apply to the youngest, Barron Trump, who still lives with his father. As a resident of the White House, younger Barron simply cannot hang out or redecorate as he pleases. Additionally, he has to tread carefully and make sure he does not damage any of the priceless historical artifacts that adorn the walls of the White House. Moreover, there are many other similar rules that Barron needs to follow for his own security. These include not being able to ride a convertible or even pull down the windows of a car he's in. Moreover, any gifts that young Barron may receive from celebrities or diplomats while he resides in the White House have to be sent for evaluation, post which he is only allowed to keep the ones valued below US dollars 375. Any gifts that exceed that amount will have to be purchased by the first family from the National Archive. Like what you saw? Do support us by hitting the like button. Comment below and let us know the ones you're eager to catch. Hope you enjoyed our video and do not forget to share. For more great content, subscribe to our channel. See you next time.